What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Wladimir Klitschko. Agit Kabayal. Get this. Agit Kabayal's manager, Spencer Brown, told that his boxer can fight Wladimir Klitschko. He said, can you imagine how many tickets would the fight between Klitschko and Kabayal sell? This is an incredible fight, and it's not fantasy. It could happen soon, Brown said. Let me counterpunch. I know this has been brought up before regarding this possible matchup with Kabayal versus Vlad, and I think Kabayal has turned down this opportunity before because he was looking for other opportunities. However, now Spencer Brown has redirected or resurfaced this particular offer. And I think that if Kabayal fights Vlad, I think now, Vlad is like 48 years old. I think he wouldn't get the credit that he deserves. I think that he should stay on the path. Now, keep in mind, this is Spencer Brown, the manager of Agit Kabayal. And not all the time do these managers or whatever they call themselves, not all the time they speak for the fighter. Because we've heard what Agit Kabayal has said. Like, no, I want to continue up the journey that I'm already on. Because I'm the WBC mandatory. Why would I fight Wladimir Klitschko just for bragging rights, right? I think I should stay on my beaten path. I think the same. And that's no disrespect of Wladimir Klitschko. I think Wladimir Klitschko is, if he was going to come back to the sport, it would be for something big like this. But taking on Agit Kabayal, the way this guy fights versus someone that hasn't been in the ring in 8 or 9 years. Okay, he hasn't been in the ring in about 7, 8 years now. You know, and that Joshua fight was iconic, but that was a long time ago. Hell, AJ doesn't even fight like that anymore. That's that time has passed. So for him coming back to the sport to take on someone like Agit Kabayal, more than likely he would lose, and what would that do for his legacy? What would that really do for him overall? Sure, he has the opportunity to be ranked higher, but if you can recall, Wladimir Klitschko had an offer to fight Danny Dubois before the Parker fight was finalized, right? Before he walked out on it to take on Klitschko, Usyk. But I think that Vlad taking on Kabayal, I know it's a German thing because in Germany, Klitschko's were real big in Germany, and you know, Kabayal, of course, resides in Germany. But I don't really think that that's a good route for either guy because they won't get credit. And I do think that people don't talk about Agit Kabayal enough. I think they talk about him only as a foil to get someone beat, but they don't talk about him actually getting the opportunity to become champion. I think we need to talk more about that and have those discussions before we're talking about someone coming back to the sport that hasn't fought in a while. You know what I mean? Like that skip a line, skip many people just to get a fight thing. I think it gets old, and I do understand Agit needs an opponent, but I think an opponent that keeps him prepared because we don't know the true condition, fighting style, fighting-wise, that Vlad is really in. Vlad's been over there to war. Vlad's been here. You know, I don't know if that's something that he would be interested in, you know, doing. But I do agree, it would sell a lot of tickets in Germany. It would, but I think boxing would be, should be more than just selling tickets. I know it's a business, but, you know, just the idea of, you know, of making a lot of money, if that's what we're talking about versus the quality of the fight itself, I think we're missing the ball. But you guys tell me what you think about the manager of Agit Kabayal stating that Agit Kabayal could be facing Wladimir Klitschko next in Germany. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.